Welcome to Dynamite Delight, and we have a very interesting show. You see what happened when it came to All In, and now you see the results of that pay-per-view. Here, the continuation of several feuds, the beginnings of new ones, and the continuation of things that just don't seem to really mean a lot. That's how I feel about it. The opening of the show was, well, seeing that Private Party and Joey Janela were working together to deal with the Bucks and Matt Hardy wasn't bad. It wasn't. But it didn't really lead to anything other than one thing, because at first I just didn't see anything leading to it. Why would we have the Matt rearrange himself into before version 1 Matt Hardy to work with the Bucks to go up against Private Party and Janela? And mind you, it wasn't a bad match at all. I didn't have a problem with the 6-man tag. And I'm going, why is this going on? It just seems out of place. Until I saw the Butcher and the Blade in the crowd, then get decked by, I believe it was Matt. And or was it Nick? I can't remember which one. But no matter what, one of them decked him. And I'm going like, why would they deck him? That makes no sense. Until the end of the match, when Matt gets the pin. And then you see the Butcher and the Blade come in, and that's after Matt had left, because I believe it was Quinn. Or was it Quinn? I believe it was Quinn who supposedly got hurt, and Matt decided to help him go to the back. And then you see the Butcher and the Blade come out, beat the crap out of Matt and Nick, and then unfortunately I didn't get the shot in time. I was actually quite surprised, because as you know, I don't look at dirt sheets. I didn't know that the formerly known Revival, who is now known as FTR, came in a well-made pickup truck that was horse-powered, went and beat the crap out of the Butcher and the Blade, which, as I said before, what was the point of the Butcher and the Blade? They're just jobbers that get their asses whooped. And I did see Bunny, who doesn't seem to be Bunny anymore. She seems to be back to Allie. You basically got now the two best teams that are known that are now going to finally be in the same company and hopefully make some magic. Now, this is what people say, but I'll say this. I have no problem with the Bucks. They are very good in the ring. I have no problem with the former Revival FTR. They are great in the ring. But when you put them together, the question is going to be, can they make magic? And that's going to be the interesting thing. Will they book FTR properly? Will they give them the opportunity to have more creative freedom compared to when they were in the WWE as a Revival? It's the reason why they didn't resign. So they better be booked properly. Now, are they going to be headliners? I don't think so. But it doesn't mean we're not going to get great content out of them. So this is going to be interesting. What are we going to get from FTR? What are we going to get from the Bucks? Moxley has his moment at commentary. Now, we don't see a lot of people on commentary like the WWE, which I love. Every week, every episode, there's always some idiot that's sitting down. Even my Naomi did it. She's an idiot too. They sit down every single time at commentary and just talk. And it gets so played out and it's so wrong. You only do that when it's special. And I will say, at least at this moment, they are trying to make it special that you don't see everyone at commentary often. He was there. And then you had Brian Cage come out with Taz. And there was no introduction for the jobber. He just got his ass completely destroyed and dominated. And then the best thing out of the entire situation wasn't the commentary from Moxley. He was okay. Moxley's good or he's not good. Take him or leave him. It was Taz pretty much saying, when Fighting Fest comes, you're going to have your challenger. You see him right here. You're going to have to get ready, brother, because this guy's going to tear your ass up. And I'm not taking nothing. This is not in exactly the right order as he did it. This is just how I'm doing it. He made it very clear. I recognize your grit. I recognize you go to business. You do your job. You do it. You go out there and you prove how nasty you are. But I got a machine here. Let's see you go up against this and actually survive. Fyter Fest. You're going to get it. Now, they didn't announce when Fyter Fest is going to happen in the summer. That's going to be the question. Maybe August into September. And I know that's going a little beyond summer. But it might be somewhere in August. Somewhere in excuse me. But somewhere in August, somewhere in September. You never know. We had the Brit Baker segment with Rebel. And she's injured. And she'll be back at Fyter Fest. But she made it very clear. Alyssa Edwards is the culprit of her being injured. She said that Alyssa Edwards was the mastermind. She said that Statlander, that Sheena, and I'll be getting to her in a minute, that the monstrous bear that is called the Nia Rose all conspired because of Alyssa Edwards. But she's going to get her. This, I don't know how this segment was for anybody else. It didn't feel bad, but it felt like it was missing something. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure what was missing from the segment that she did. It seemed to be done decently executed. She got her points across. She tried to be a heel. She was heelish. You got Rebel acting like the minion. And you got Tony Schiavone acting like the guy who wants to get in her pants. Or he just loves her. He's smitten by her. But when it comes down to it, it feels like there's something missing from the segment. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was missing exactly. It wasn't bad, but it was something not there. Now, we had Kristen, well, when it comes to the Brazilian bombshell, as Kristen, I don't know. The match itself, when it came to Christian Jade, and when it came to Sheena, it wasn't bad. But it made no sense to see Sheena actually be stressed. To have to struggle a bit against this woman. I don't know why James had that much offense. This is the champion. I don't even know if it was for the title or not. I don't think it was. If it was, this just didn't feel right. And you know what it feels? Calm down. When it comes to Sheena, I see Rio 2.0. And that angers me. I see Rio all over again. They're doing exactly the same thing they did with Rio. They're not letting her talk on Dynamite. At least not yet. I'm hoping they will. They'll give her a storyline. They'll let her actually do something other than just do some damn random matches with people and just represent the title. Because the one reason that so many regular fans, and I'm talking about fans that really want to see something good from the women's division, have been disenfranchised, is because when you made Rio the first champion, you didn't give her any in-ring segments. You gave her no promo segments. You gave her no feuds. And when you finally did give her a feud and gave her a promo, it really didn't mean a lot. Because after that was done, she went right back to the way she was. That's when she was on the show. Because in many cases, she wasn't on the show. So now we got Sheena. And the question's going to be, is she Rio 2.0? And I believe she is. Unless they give her a real feud. I don't care if it's with Big Swole, Nia Rose. I'm sorry I said Nia Jax. If it's got to be Statlander, it's got to be somebody. She needs a feud. She needs to be booked like an American wrestler. If even in Japan, they at least have some storyline. Here, there's no storyline for her. I don't care. And I should with the new champion. I'm just saying. The Kody segment. It wasn't bad. Talking about how he's a TNT champion. Talking about how he is better than he was when he was in WWE. He didn't really say it directly, but he took a jab at them. He just did. And I'm fine with that. As long as he doesn't overdo it. If he wants to take a jab at how the WWE is doing their champions, fine. But he makes it very clear. He's not going to hide. He's going to go and be in a ring every week because he wants to make everyone understand that particularly this pandemic is still going on. And to be honest, and I'm saying this here in New York, a lot of people, because it's getting warmer, has become very lax in their protecting themselves. I've seen a lot of people walking around without masks anymore. And as far as I know, we haven't been told, hey, continue wearing the mask or you're going to get sick. I mean, it irks me to see that people are not protecting themselves. And I'm not saying that we haven't gotten better, but it's one of the things that are going on in New York where people are not being very careful. They're beginning to get lax because it's getting warm. But he made it very clear. He's going to be a fighting champion. That the people who are the pandemic, who are stuck at home, I'm going to be there for you. That's the reason why I brought that up. And he's going to do an open challenge once a week. Now, this isn't not something hasn't been seen before, but at least it is something that we will get. And I don't know what they're doing with QT Marshall when he was with, and I don't think I got the shot, but QT Marshall was with Ali, was with, well, I'll put it to you like this. Brandy's whacking QT Marshall every single time when she's trying to get him to pay attention, but what does that lead? I mean, I saw Dustin there, and once Kody said, there's no one better than me, and even though Dustin had the gifts, I got the grit and tenacity. That's what he said. So I don't know where they're going with QT Marshall. I don't know where they're going to go with Kody dealing with Dustin. Maybe he'll be another challenger for him. Maybe they'll do a feud for the TNT title. And I wouldn't mind seeing Dustin get that title. It actually is what I really wanted originally. Instead of Kody, I think Dustin would have been better. But that's just me, you guys below. Tell me below. We got the #1 contender battle royal. This was an okay battle royal. You got Marco Stunt getting a little more time than he normally should. He should have been wiped out very quickly, but he didn't. They wanted to make him stay in there for a while. Billy Gunn was involved in it. Before the match even happened, you got MJF and Warlow, and he's making very clear, hey, I've been undefeated for a year. How come I haven't gotten any shots at any titles? Well, this time around, I want my shot, and I got my insurance policy, and he's basically patting Warlow saying, you're my insurance policy, I'm going to get it. And Warlow's beginning to show signs of getting annoyed. And in this match, it showed. Eventually, Warlow gets whacked in the face by the Dynamite Diamond ring. And then he's thrown out of the ring by a Orange Cassidy and a Jungle Boy. And that was just after MJF got his ass eliminated as well. So probably next week we're going to see Warlow and MJF and how they're going to try and straighten that out. But in the end, it was Orange Cassidy and you had Jungle Boy as the last two. What do we get? Jungle Boy winning. So next week, Jungle Boy will be the first challenger for the TNT title. I'm not having a problem with that. But I got to say this. And I'm fine with him doing open challenges. But Kody is going to have a storyline soon. If he does open challenges, what he has left of the roster, he's going to go through everybody pretty quickly. Let's be honest here. The pandemic, as I said earlier, like it here in New York, people begin to get lax. They're being not careful. And the rest of the country probably is beginning to get a little loose. And maybe it's because things are getting better or they're just being a little careless. But as far as I can tell, like with WWE and Impact Wrestling, they don't have all the wrestlers they need. Canada's still locked up. Europe is still locked up generally. I mean, you can still probably travel a little bit, but you can't really travel very far. So he only has what he has in the roster, anyone that's nearby. So eventually he's going to have to go through everybody in the roster. And that's not going to take long. So they got to give him a storyline with somebody to do the TNT title some justice. This is just me. You guys tell me below. And the final thing. The gift that keeps on giving. That's not going to be the title. I think the gift that's going to keep going. I don't know yet. But we got the Inner Circle pep rally. It was fine. I enjoyed seeing how they tried to set this up to try and cheer up the Inner Circle because they got the ass whooped at the stadium match. You got Santana giving stuff from New York. Giving some cheese, giving some cut down Timberlands, giving a couple of, well, let me give it to you like this. The funniest things there was Guevara trying to give out some trophies. Hager pretty much doing a poem where he almost at the very end wanted to murder you and your wife. And the bubbly that Guevara was going to give a Chris Jericho because he's frustrated. I gotta say this. The ending was okay. But then when Tyson came out, because Chris made this very clear. 10 years ago, on a Monday night, Tyson was supposed to be in his corner and he screwed him over and he made it very clear, I want revenge. I want you, well not revenge, I want an apology. Or basically I'm going to punch you in the face for revenge. And Tyson said, I ain't going to do that. You deserved it because you went and didn't get the title properly. You were trying to cheat your way. And then they had their fight. And then in the end, we got the entire roster trying to keep Tyson and Jericho separate. And Jericho screaming to the top of his lungs, Tyson. I'm going to say it in this respect. Was this a good show? Yes, it was, with some issues. Seeing that they're going to do a program between Chris Jericho and Tyson is very compelling. Because in WWE, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't even use Tyson properly. I do believe they would use Mike Tyson here properly with Chris Jericho. And if they're going to go and do this at Fyter Fest, I'm interested. I'm hyped to see a 50-something-year-old Mike Tyson, or near 60, deal with a near 50-year-old... No, actually, he's around 50 right now. A 50-year-old Chris Jericho with a near 50 or some odd year old Mike Tyson. These guys are old, but you can still get something out of them if you book them properly. And there's a good possibility this will be done right. But this is just me. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.